people. I have nothing to film with my phone right now, so I wasn't expecting to stay here, but I'm in the hospital. Sort of, see? I came to the emergency room because after about 2 weeks of horrible pain, I couldn't stand it anymore. This was my GI pain. And irony of ironies, 'cause as you know by now, I love bunnies. I have a very common rabbit illness called GI stasis. And it's because it turns out I have a bunch of fluid in my abdominal cavity. So we're going to see in the morning what they're going to do about that. They have to drain it somehow, but which way we're going to do it is still unclear. But that's the diagnosis at this time. And I have some proper pain medication now, which is giving me a very dry mouth and is making it hard to talk. But boy, am I glad that I finally have some sort of an answer. So yeah, I just wanted to record this as an update, and I will probably continue in the morning because there's no way I can upload this now anyways. So here we are. This is the less cheerful side of what is going on. But the good news is I don't need surgery if it turns out to really just be GI stasis. So yay, no surgery. We'll see though, fingers crossed. And I'm back again. I'm going to continue doing this on my phone because I still don't have anything else. Earlier when I recorded it was about 1 a.m. It's now 5:30 in the morning, and I had a bit of a snooze here and there. It's amazing what happens to you when your pain's under control. Seriously, I've not functioned for a couple of weeks. I've not been able to do much. Even editing a vlog, everything has just been really quite horrific. And I realize now quite how horrific it's been by actually feeling quite a bit better. But what I wanted to say is that no matter what situation you're in, no matter what point in life you're in, don't let anyone tell you not to do something when it's your gut feeling to do it. I felt I needed to come to the hospital literally a week ago, and I should have done it. I should have really done it, and I kind of let myself get talked out of it because, surely it's just constipation and, a bit of prune juice here and a bit of this there, and everything's going to be fine. And I wanted to believe that. I really did. And so you keep trying home remedies, you keep trying other things, and then at a certain point you're like, this really cannot be normal. This is not normal pain. And then it turns out you have your abdominal cavity filled with all kinds of liquid and God knows what. And it's like, yeah, that explains it. And no one knows the level of pain you're in but yourself. So take this as my tip of the day. When you need to, do what you need to do. Just ignore everything else. Seriously, just do what you need to do, because there's no point suffering for weeks, which is what I've been doing. There's really no point. And I'm not blaming other people. I'm, if anything, mostly blaming myself, but that's kind of the problem. When you're so incapacitated and so out of it, you kind of need other people to advocate for you and be like, right, we're going to the hospital now. And I think that's part of the issue too with my diagnosis in the very beginning. But, if no one's going to really encourage you to go to the hospital, just, yeah, you gotta, even if you dial the phone yourself to get an ambulance, whatever it takes, because it really sucks to find out later that you should have come sooner. And yeah, again, it's not like anyone else can feel what you're feeling, but again, I think that's the unfairness of it all. When you're already in so much pain, you kind of need someone to go like, yeah, you should probably go to the hospital. I think you should do that if that's what you feel you should do. And on the flip side, when people go like, oh, let's try this, let's try that, you're so inclined to do it because you're too weak to kind of put your spine straight and, kick some ass, basically. Just feel like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this anymore. So yeah, this advice seems to be completely lost on me because I keep going after kind of what other people recommend and not following my own intuition. But maybe this experience will change that. Finally, I hope so. So anyhow, that was just my thoughts. Still dry mouth. My 5 a.m. thoughts. And now I'm going to try and get a bit more sleep because, less pain, more sleep. It's the best thing in the world. It honestly, once you've experienced the contrast within like a 15-minute period after 2 weeks of intense pain, it's like, whoa, hallelujah. So, all right, I'd say good night, but it's really good morning. I will see you later. I'm probably getting moved to a ward. I'm in a private room right now. But once I get moved to a ward, I suspect I won't be able to really vlog from there because there'll be other patients, and even if there's like a curtain separation, it might still be kind of super awkward. So I might post this, or there might be more. Okay, so there is more. I am in a room now. Yay! And what's best, it's a private room. There may actually be some benefits to being immunocompromised. I even have a view. Hang on, I'll show you in a second. So, it's not like a fancy spa room, but I am pretty comfortable. Saw another doctor this morning, and he brought his whole team with him. I guess they get interested in like complicated cases. But what's really disappointing is that they're like, well, we think the fluids in your abdomen are from the cancer basically, and they can remove it, but then it'll just come back. And I was like, so you're just gonna leave me like this? Like, that can't be right. I still want to do something about like trying to fix the bowel situation. Good morning. 2 good mornings in one vlog. There you go. It's I don't know, an extra good morning sort of vlog, I guess. I'm not very creative this morning, so it's a day later now. I got interrupted pretty quickly there. So I'll finish that thought first. So I was going to, I'm still getting some treatment for the bowel situation, which hopefully will start kicking in today. So I didn't really do any more vlogging yesterday, in part because it was like a revolving door of people coming in and out, doctor, nurse, palliative care, etc. Like palliative care because they do symptom management and, that sort of thing. And it was just incredibly busy, and then I was incredibly tired because I hadn't really slept that well in the night before, coming into the hospital, being an emergency and being poked and prodded. And then yesterday I also had a biopsy of the abdominal fluids just to see if it is, infected at all or something. And I haven't heard the results because when it came back to talk to me, I was asleep, which was good. But also I don't know what the results are yet. I will tell you though that despite the local anesthetic they give you, so despite the local anesthetic, they inject into you. And they're like, sharp scratch. I'm like, it is not a scratch. It's a frickin' needle. But whatever, sharp scratch, and then you shouldn't feel anything anymore. Well, you don't feel the next needle going in, which is kind of nice because it goes obviously through your skin, your abs, and your abdominal wall. So, yay. That one you don't feel going in, but then they're like, you just feel a little bit of pushing, and I was like, that was more than pushing. So one of the anesthesiologists, the senior one, because he let his junior people do it, but they were fine, they did a good job. He ended up holding my hand. And I was like, so you get paid a shit ton of money basically to hold people's hands. That's got to be a nice job. Maybe I should have chosen a different career path. Anyhow, so I'm still here. It's day 2, and everything was going quite well yesterday, to the point that I kind of forgot how bad the pain used to be, in the sense that I genuinely just sort of forgot. And then, sorry, let me sit up for a second. So then, in the evening, I'd had a lower dose of pain meds anyways throughout the day, and not very much at all at a certain point, I think. And then in the evening, boy, was it back with a vengeance. It was horrific. And it took like 4 doses to kind of go back to, not feeling it. But those 4 doses are spread out over like 4 hours or 5 hours, so it took a while. And then at some point when I started feeling, sort of pain-free again, I managed to get like a pretty good sleep, but, again, not enough to catch up on 3 weeks. So yeah, it was just like, the last vlog I showed you guys my belly being a bit extended. That was nothing. Like when I came into the hospital, and even last night, it was like 3 times that size. It was incredible, like not in a good way. But anyhow, I wanted to show you, I got some really nice flowers from my mom. Oh, aren't Aren't they pretty? They match my top too, but that's not the point. I'm gonna put them here closer to the bed, and I don't think you can quite see, but that's the view. It's kind of a dirty window. There's lots of see. Oh, there, I can make it a bit better. So that's the view. It's not bad. At least there's sunlight. So yeah, as far as plans, I don't know what the plan is right now. I think the plan is to try and get my intestines going, get my bowels sort of back to feeling alive, and managing the pain, and then hopefully once the bowels are back in business, the pain will start to go. So that's currently my tentative plan, and everything else is just like trying to rest. I will say hospitals are not the most restful places. I think people know this, but holy, like I just got reminded of my initial hospital stay when I was first diagnosed, which was about 3 weeks, and it just remains a revolving door of people coming in and out. And some of them you want a doctor to see, you want the nurse to come and like bring you fluids, and you want a nurse to come and bring you medication and all of that. But at the same time, sometimes there's people that come that you don't want to see or don't feel you need to see, and then it's just, and then you're telling your story 6-7 times again. I counted yesterday since getting here, the night before yesterday, so like not even a full 48 hours ago, I have told my story 7 times. And with my story, I mean like, here are my symptoms, this is my medical history, this is my background. And then what was also kind of angering, I wanted to slap the doctor, to be honest. Yesterday, the one that came in the morning, he's like, you know your condition is serious, right? Like, you know that, da, da, da. And he starts rattling off all these like negative things. And I told him, I was like, listen, I've been told this several times. I don't need to be retold every time again, because I am quite aware. And unless, like, he told me almost like, you know, like you would warn someone a bit, like, don't drink and drive. You know, you shouldn't drink and drive, right? And I was kind of like, why are you telling me this? There's nothing I can do about the seriousness of it. It's not like I can go back and, you know, get diagnosed like months before with no symptoms at the time. Just like a gut feeling something was possibly wrong. And, you know, maybe I'll talk about that another time. But I did, for a while, I just have this feeling of unease over me. And now looking back, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's what it was, or, you know, you just never quite know. But yeah. Anyways, so currently my plan is to try and feel better, because right now I feel okay because I don't have really any pain, because it's now managed. But I just want to go back to normal life, as in my new normal even. And I promised myself, once I get out of this hospital, I am going to buy a dress that I quite liked, that I saw, and it's very summery and very cheerful, and summer's hopefully gonna come and last hopefully more than a week. But regardless, I am going to treat myself to something kind of nice. So I just can't wait to get out of here, and it's, you know, rather motivating to try and do everything I can do from my end to feel better and actually be able to do that, because, you know, if you're in pain, there's definitely no joy in shopping or walking around or doing much of absolutely anything. So yeah, I definitely need to be better for that, but I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see soon, hopefully. All right, I am going to end this now. Otherwise, it will be super long, and it's a hospital. There's not that much to talk about. So, as always, I will see you very soon. And when I see you next, hopefully I will feel 1,000 times better. So, till then, lovely people, bye-bye.